Good morning, friends. Today we are going to be working on another creative painting project. This is one that we had already done earlier, like way earlier this year when we first started painting together, and it is called Kandinsky Circles. So what that means is basically we are going to be creating bullseye looking circles on our piece of paper using our paint, and we're going to do it in a rainbow type pattern. When we did this earlier this year, we did mostly primary and secondary colors, so I think today we are going to stick with those primary and secondary colors as well. The materials you're going to need are your paintbrushes. It helps to have more than one, but if you only have one, use what you have. You're also going to need a piece of heavier paper for painting. You're going to need all your different paint colors. I have 5 here. I have my blue, red, purple, green, yellow. I do not have orange today, but that's okay. If I want to make orange, I will simply mix the red and yellow together. So the first step to creating your Kandinsky circles is with each color you are going to create a little dot, and you're going to do 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you're going to do each of these dots with a different color. So each dot is just a small circle on your paper. Sometimes it helps as if each paint has its own paintbrush. That way you can just leave it in your paint cup or your paint tray, your paint plate, whatever you're using, and you don't have to keep washing it out constantly. So I have started making my circles, which look like so, and I am going to be doing, like I said, 6 of them. One of my colors is going to have to be repeated unless I can create orange, which seems like a feasible thing to do. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to make one of mine orange using red and yellow. And swirl it together to make orange. And do a red circle or a pink circle. And last I'm going to do a green circle. Now it doesn't really matter what size you create your initial dots, but you want them to be all fairly the same size. You don't want to make one super big and one super small. So as you can see, I now have my 6 colors. Next, you are going to take each color again, and you are going to create a ring around each circle. Now, the idea of your Kandinsky circles is you want each circle pattern to be different. So if you're going to do a blue circle around your red, try to maybe do yellow around your blue or green around the blue. Only use each color one time. This part's a little tricky because you have to go around the circle. To show you what I mean, here's the first one I started. So you're going to go around your already made circle. Now since I already did green, I'm going to move on to another color. I'm going to do purple around my blue. Now again, if you did yellow or green or purple or red, I don't want to put yellow around this one. I want to move my yellow somewhere else. So I'm going to do it around my purple since I already used purple with my blue dot. Purple, and do blue around my red. And so you can see how I started. This is how I started. So now I'm almost done. Since I put green around my red here, I don't want to put red around this one. I'm actually going to do yellow again, since I only have 5 colors to choose from. You want your colors to be what is known as contrasting. Now, contrasting means sometimes you have light and dark. Those are contrasting colors. Same with like red and blue. Blue is very dark, but red is very light. So in order to see your circles nice and big, I have a red and then a blue, and then the outside is going to be a light color. So you want your colors to go back and forth between light and dark and light and dark. I'll do my last one, and then we're going to move on to the final circles of our Kandinsky circles. I'll show you what I have so far. Okay, so yours should look very similar. Now the last ring, we are going to create we are going to use the same steps, not create the same steps. We're going to use the same steps that we used before. You are going to take each color and place it on a circle or around a circle that does not have that color. So since I have dark, then light, I'm now going to place a dark color. But since I have blue up here already, I'm probably going to use green down here, because it's contrasting to all the other colors around it. Very carefully do a nice big circle around the yellow. I'm not going on top of the yellow, I'm going around the yellow. Okay, just like so. So now this one, I'm probably going to do a lighter color, so I can either do purple here, or I can do if I have a light blue, or if you have a light green, you can use that color there. I'm going to use my purple. And I want to be very careful not to touch the circle next to it. It's okay if they overlap a little bit, but you don't want them to blend too much together. You still want to make sure that it looks like 2 separate circles, just like so. So now this one, I think I'm going to go ahead and use yellow. Okay, I have my yellow. Very carefully draw. Well, since I have mixed my red and yellow together, this is turning out more orange, which is okay. It is still a light color and very visible around the purple that I'm using. Okay, so now I have a nice orange circle. Orange, purple, blue. I could have used a darker color if I wanted to, but I want to save some of my darker colors for down here. Next, I am going to move on and do red, and I am going to do that in the middle. Again, remember, you're not making a pattern. You want all of them to be rainbow. So since both of these middles are very similar to red, I'm going to put my red around the yellow ring. Although it is not super contrasting, yellow and red can contrast each other, since yellow is light and red is a bit darker than the yellow. Okay, now I have my red ring. Next, I think, since I have yellow over here, I am going to put yellow around the green on this side. And the color that I have missed, I think, is blue. So now I have an uh-oh. So I can't put blue around this one. I'm going to have to put blue around this one. Now that's not something I really wanted to do, but I think we can make it work. I paint very lightly and just drag the brush and the little bit of paint I have around. I don't want to make the blue super dark because the green is already very dark. Okay, so just like so. As you can see, the two dark colors tend to collide together, so you want to make sure that you strategically try to place the various colors where that's not going to happen. This one would be considered incorrect in a Kandinsky circle, but that's okay. At least I can show you what not to do. So the last color that I need to use is yellow. So remember, when you're doing your Kandinsky circles, each circle starts with its own color and it's going to finish with its own color. Just like a rainbow, except each circle is its own rainbow. Now I've done about 3 circles. If you have a smaller brush, you can do many circles. Kandinsky circles usually end up touching each other, which is perfectly okay. So if your circles are touching each other just at the sides, that's exactly what you want to happen. Just like these two here, or these two here. This side is actually a lot better than this one got, but that's okay. You want most of your circles to look like this, where all of them are their own rainbow pattern. Not one circle is the same. They are all very different, and they all have their own, what you would call, personality to them. Kandinsky circles are what is known as expressionist art, meaning that when you look at a color, it gives you some sort of feeling. And each of these rainbow circles kind of gives me its own type of personality and feeling to it. So I hope you guys have fun making your own Kandinsky circles. I can't wait to see what you come up with, and I hope you guys stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye guys.